What is going on, guys? Hope you are well, wherever you are, whatever time, and it's Friday. So, if you know what that means food shop in this household. So, I'm back from the food shop, and I thought I'll give you a bit of a prep update whilst I unpack it, go over some of the items that I bought. But if you watched the videos before, you know what food I've been getting. But I thought I'd give you a bit of an update whilst doing it. I don't even know why I'm so hyped up because the past couple of days have honestly been a bit of a nightmare. Just not been good whatsoever in terms of this contest prep. It's not because I've gone off plan or been binging or nothing like that. I've basically picked up an injury. So I think I've done something to my meniscus or MCL, which is obviously really stressful. I'm 9 days out from my show and I'm hobbling everywhere. Like I can't walk properly. I can't pose. And there wasn't even a moment in the gym where I feel like it happened. It wasn't an acute injury. You know, when you see somebody snap some sort of ligament or tendon in their knee and there's like a pop, and there was nothing like that. It was bothering me a little bit a couple of weeks ago after a leg session, but it wasn't anything noticeable really. I just was like, oh, that feels a bit odd, but then it went away. And then I trained with my client the other day, felt all good. I managed to squat, leg press, leg extend with no pain. Legs yesterday was okay, bit of pain, but then post workout, it just went downhill so quickly. Like I just can't, my knee's just caving in when I walk. So it's just so unstable. There's just no, it feels like there's no support. So I'm currently wearing a knee sleeve as I'm walking around. I can't pose, I can't contract my quad with my feet like externally rotated. So it's a bit of a nightmare at the minute. The protocol really is just rest, right? These things are going to happen in prep. Sometimes you get injuries. It's the nature of bodybuilding. It's not going to be a contest prep if there's not obstacles and things that you have to work around. And I just have to think, what can I control? Okay, I can't control the injury right now. It's happening. It's done. Just rest. So I can't really do my steps. I'm just on my rest day food. I think the silver lining is my condition's already really good. I don't need to really push for more condition. The only thing I'm worried about is my posing on the day. But with my physique, I'm really happy with where I'm at. It's not like I had loads of body fat to take off still and I can't do steps or I can't do cardio and I can't train properly. I think training anyway across peak week would have taken a back seat because it's peak week. So volume can go down. I'm not going to lose muscle in 10 days. It's just the posing and it's just being able to go through the peak the way that I want to go through it. But it is what it is, right? So that's what's going on right now. It is literally just rest. I'm going to be working in my living room this morning, not in the office, so I can basically elevate my leg, have it compressed, put some ice over it as well, and just not do anything other than work and check-ins, and that's it. This food shop, like it actually got like exhausting, like because of the way that I'm walking, I'm basically like walking on my tiptoe on my left leg. So and it's like dragging along. So my legs are getting tired. I think also because I'm in like stage condition, it doesn't help. But silver lining to that, because of the stress, my appetite is way down. So anyway, let's get to the food shop because this prep ain't stopping. I will be on that stage, whether or not I have to limp on stage, it's gonna happen. It is what it is. It's bodybuilding. No one's died. I'm still healthy. So anyway, let's start with a small bag first. Eggs are still in. Of course, I am also this week going to be making Bryony a stew. So I've got some potatoes here as well. 90% dark chocolate. So we got celery sticks, carrots, and there should be, yeah, there's an onion there as well. So that's going to kind of make the base. So we've got the meat. We've got the, oh, so yeah, celery, carrots, onions, and then we've got the meat base. So we've got beef shin, floss, obviously, got to floss your teeth. I need to go see the hygienist anyway, like I feel like, especially before I step on stage. Dumpling mix, so Barney's gonna have dumplings with her stew. Oh yeah, of course, and garlic. That's bag number one. We have, cool, couple more bags. So, bread. Again, briny will mostly use that. I mostly use bagels or rice cakes, oats, that kind of thing. Fruit as well, so again, briny, oranges. We eat a lot of fruit in this household. Refreshing, good, high in micros, great fiber source. I think a lot of bodybuilders lack in fruit, or if they do have fruit, there's not much variety. Mostly just like maybe pineapple, maybe banana, which is great, but I think getting as much coloring as possible is a good idea. Mangoes and blueberries, golden kiwis, the best kiwis, bananas for briny because I hate bananas. So protein sources: briny, fish, breaded fish for briny. I got some salmon this week because I want to try some salmon. I'll probably just have this today. And then what I'll do is I'll replace the oats that I normally have with ground rice, and then also reduce the amount of like fat sources I have, because in 2 fillets of salmon, it's like 25 grams of fat or like 24 grams of fat. It's a lot, right? So in fact, yeah, like 30, almost 29 grams of fat in each, but then 54 grams of protein. But yeah, I will reduce my fats to accommodate for that because I fancy some salmon. Beef mince, for me, 5% standard. A pizza for briny. Boring stuff, housewife stuff, Greek yogurt. I'm actually gonna make like a Greek yogurt dessert thing. So it will literally just be Greek yogurt, whey. I'll probably mix some almond butter in there, just a touch, and then put it in the freezer for a few hours. So like spread it out onto a plate, freeze it for a couple of hours, cut it up, and then you just have like these little snack bites, these yogurt snack bites, which I think would be pretty nice for a meal. Pork sausages for briny. Oh, the bacon medallions, chicken, big old pack of chicken. Can you tell how like hesitant I am on this leg? I'm just walking so hesitantly. Yeah. I've never had this issue with my knee, ever. I've had like the standard, you know, as a bodybuilder, you get like quad tendinopathy or you get patella tendonitis or whatever. That happens, but not anything like this, not anything to do with the ligaments. So very frustrating. But what can you do? Beans for briny, of course. Crunchies, crumpets, squash. When I first met briny, I had a laugh at her for having squash because I just associated it with children having that drink. But isn't it funny how times change? Now we have 4 bottles of squash in this house. Sugar-free lemonade, milk, long life, the goat carb sauce, rice. Can't get enough of rice. And then bagels for briny. Some chicken teriyaki thigh fillets for briny to have with some rice. Cheese, jam, almost there. And then cling film. That is the full food shop. Damn. But yeah, I thought I would basically use that as an opportunity to give you a bit of an update as to what's been going on with prep. Throughout this video, I'm also going to show you a full day of eating because I'm not doing anything else other than just working. So yeah, obviously not the best situation. And honestly, I could have done with not filming today. But for the sake of transparency, I think it's really important for people to know prep is not always smooth. I think people just think you go into a diet, you get lean, you step on stage. There is a whole lot of stuff that goes on in the middle. It has to happen. So yeah. Obviously in the last video, I mentioned about leaving that other job, which is done. I had my final shift on Thursday. And interestingly enough, I wasn't even able to finish the shift because I couldn't walk. So that was a great way to close that chapter. So, yeah, but anyway, trying to stay positive here. I'll see you for my number 1 once I've made it, but Appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you for the first meal of the day. All right, so meal number one, we go right here. 50 grams of ground rice. We have 20 grams of dark chocolate, 85% this one, 50 grams of whey, 100 grams of raspberries with this meal to get that fiber up throughout the day, and a load of cinnamon, all the cinnamon. And with this knee injury, right, nothing changes. Nothing changes. Just because something's happened, just because something's pissed you off, doesn't mean you just go off plan and just do whatever you want. I've had that a few occasions with clients sometimes where, let's say they've fallen ill or something didn't go their way, so they're just like, fuck it, like I just ate whatever I wanted and I just got pissed off. And it's like, well, that's silly now because you had control over that and you've let that slip. You can't control the injury or the illness. There's no use in getting overly pissed off at that. Well, obviously you can get pissed off, but letting that dictate your mood. But when you fuck up something that you can control just because of that situation, that doesn't make any sense to me. So the food is the same. It's just my rest day food. I'm not training. Body weight this morning was 94.7, so almost at a new low. I imagine before I get into peak week, I will see a new low, which would need to be 93.9. I imagine that within the next few days, I'll probably see that with the food that I'm currently going to be taking in, but we'll see. So I guess silver lining, I'll probably get a little bit leaner. But yeah, this is the first meal. Then I'm going to have another coffee and then get right into the client check-ins and go from there. So also watching Cutler Cast, they're talking about posing. You know how Milos gets with posing and stuff like that, and he's obviously a traditionalist when it comes to bodybuilding. At the minute, there's been a lot of people getting on stage and just doing wacky stuff. I do think, so like crazy posing routines and posing routines that don't even involve posing. And to be honest with you, I do think because of social media, because of how quickly a reel or whatever can blow up, I think that's mainly the reason that a lot of people are doing it, because it's going to get exposure. Whereas back in the day, when that didn't exist, I think these things still happened. Like people were still doing it, but there wasn't an uproar. There wasn't a conversation about it. People were just like, "Oh, that guy's an idiot," or "Oh, that's pretty cool," and then people just moved on. Whereas now it becomes this big thing because a reel's come out or Gilco Productions has put up a video and it's high quality and it's interesting. I think bodybuilding probably needs to have stricter guidelines in terms of what you can and can't do in routines. But I think the most important aspect of bodybuilding, honestly, should be the comparison rounds. That's how you should be decided as to whether or not you've won. Do you have the most muscle? Are you in very good condition comparatively to your competitors? How does your physique line up against other people? Otherwise, it's not really a competition. I think it's great if you can do an incredible posing routine, but you need to obviously win against other competitors. So, and how is that posing routine going to be judged? Like, I don't have this proclivity towards like flowy routines, and I don't think that's incredible. I'll probably just pick the guy that can stand in the mandatory really well, but that's just me, in my opinion. So, yeah, it's all very interesting. I think Milos is also saying that they don't really judge symmetry anymore. I know the front relaxed is a lot different to what it was back in the day. Guys now are like standing like this, and whereas back in the day, you had to literally just walk out on stage and stand. You could like lift your arms a tiny bit, but it wasn't like bike handles what it is now and legs flaring out. It was more just like an honest assessment of what you look like just standing there, which I think would be pretty cool. I think we always have this, I think if you like bodybuilding or not, you have this like attraction to someone's silhouette. So like when you look at Samson, when you look at Keown, when you look at, I guess even Sebum, Andrew Jacked, these guys, their silhouettes are crazy, right? Like it's just that shape. It looks like a Mr. Olympia. And that is important. So I wouldn't mind that being judged a lot more. But yeah, anyway, interesting discussion. Anyway, I am feeling a bit hungry now. So food, coffee, and then we get to work. Right, meal two, we have 4 bacon medallions, a 3-egg omelette, 1 golden kiwi, and 40 grams of grapes. So meal number 2, just got a little bit of work done, working through the check-ins at the minute. The setup is ridiculous. It's like one leg up with a knee sleeve on, pillow under the knee. I had a weird moment earlier as well. I was sitting here eating, and then after when I got up, the knee felt okay. But then it's kind of, the pain kind of set in a bit again. I do think overall it's a little bit better than what it was yesterday, which is a good sign. So hopefully with just days of resting, it does just get better. Also, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't need it to be perfect. I just want it to be in a place where I can pose and present my physique the best way possible. That's just the most important thing to me. If I get on stage and I can't even hold the contraction in my leg, that'll piss me off. But it feels a little bit better than what it did yesterday. So we're moving in the right direction, hopefully. Anyway, yeah, meal number 2. And then we shall get back to some more work, just running through the check-ins basically. So yeah, anyway, I won't keep you for that long this time. I'll see you for meal number 3. Right, it's the invalid checking in again for meal number 3. So I'm gonna make it. It is gonna be some ground rice. We've got 50 grams because I'm going to be having my salmon, which I'm super excited about, to be honest with you. I haven't had salmon in a very long time. So I just had to make some adjustments to what I'm actually going to be having. Typically, this meal would be oats with a decent amount of almond butter as well. 15 grams, I believe. This is just going to be ground rice. So not much fat, obviously. It's rice with whey protein. So that's still going to be the same at 60 grams. And then just 5 grams of almond butter and 50 grams of blueberries. So this is going to be the meal, and then I'm also going to prepare my salmon. So I'm going to be having 2 salmon fillets. This is going to be meal number 4. I'm going to season it nicely with some all-purpose seasoning, some chili flakes, and some thyme. Put it in the air fryer. Spray it with some coconut oil, some 1 cow coconut oil spray, and then I'm going to have it with some couscous. I believe I've got 50. It's not a lot of couscous, it's just a tiny amount, but it's just to obviously give it a little bit more. So let me just check chronometer. So it'll be 50 grams dry weight couscous with that meal. And then my final meal, which is typically just chicken and veg or chicken salad. I'm gonna have Greek yogurt with whey and a tiny amount of blueberries, which is why this meal only has 50 grams of blueberries. Again, just to allow for some small amount of carbohydrates, about 4 or 5 grams in that final meal, because I'm gonna go full Nigella mode and make like a Greek yogurt sweet treat. It'll basically involve, I'll show you when I make it, but Greek yogurt, whey, mix it with the blueberries, spread it out on a plate, put it in the freezer for 3 hours, and then that'll be good to go. I'll basically just cut it up into squares, and that'll be like a meal 5 will be like a late night snack. Can you tell that I'm not food focused at all? Like I'm not thinking about food at all, am I? Today has been very weird, not moving, and I've been working obviously, but because of this injury, I'm thinking about that. I'm not really doing anything else. Like I haven't really gone out. I've only gone to the food shop today. I'm not training today. So very weird headspace. I could, yeah, I just want to feel better. That's really the aim. To be honest with you. It'll be interesting to see where my body weight ends up tomorrow after literally I'm on 3.4k steps today. I've been doing 12k on average for the past however many weeks, about the last month. So yeah, the knee, I could say it feels a little bit better, a tiny bit, but I'm walking like, I just have no confidence in it at all. I'm like posing, like getting my feet into position and then contracting the quads is, yeah, not great so far. So anyway, so all-purpose chili, time for the salmon. I'm just gonna bang that straight in the air fryer. Salmon's one of those things that honestly, I wish I could have it every day, but your boy is not balling like that at all. Yeah, if I could get salmon every day, that would be, that'd be great. Big fan of smoked salmon as well, but again, it's so pricey, and for the amount that I'd eat, so like this meal here, I think just the 2 fillets, we're talking, I think this was £3.50, and this isn't exactly the highest quality of salmon, right? Like it's oldie, yeah, they say sourced responsibly, but what does that actually mean, right? This isn't like the sockeye, the pink, that costs like £6, 6-7 quid for a couple of portions. And I don't really feel like spending 40 quid a week on salmon. That's why we take omega-3s instead. But yeah, I thought, why not? Why not give it a go today? And surprisingly, the food shop ended up being under £50 each. So for both of us, winning. All right, ground rice, need to add some more water to that. I think I might have actually ruined this ground rice. Cool, so ground rice is here. 50 grams with 60 grams of whey. And then all we're going to do is add 5 grams of almond butter. As I said, it's typically 10 and it's typically 15, sorry. And it's also typically in oats. So honestly, most of the time, as I've said to you before, I cannot be bothered with the hassle of like macro swapping and changing food all the time. I think it's all right on occasion, but just for the sake of convenience, I just like having my meal plan because I don't have to spend time thinking about what am I going to eat today or this or that. I just want to weigh out food. It also means that changes are pretty like fluctuations are few and far between. I'm just controlling more variables. So I think a lot of people think about just the macros and just the calories all the time, but I don't think they're considering the sodium, other components of the food other than just the macros. I am walking so ridiculously right now. You've got to consider those components as well. So if you change something, be it a sauce, be it a food group, and you see body weight spike, the calories are the same, there's differences in sodium, right? Differences in the contents of that food. Long term, it's not the end of the world because ultimately I'm in an energy deficit, but something to be considered. This ground rice looks so bad. It looks like oats. It looks like oats. Let me show you this. I mean, I don't think ground rice should be looking like that, but blueberries, just grab them. So 50 grams of blueberries, a lot of cinnamon, and then we're good to go. This is the meal. Let me have a seat and I'll show you. So I've got my phone. So this is meal number 3 of the day, which is going to be, for the 5th time, 50 grams of ground rice, 60 grams of whey protein trained by JP, the best quality, them or Naughty Boy, fantastic, and 50 grams of blueberries and 5 grams of almond butter. Trust me, it makes a difference. So let me show you what I'm working with. I didn't even need to flip the camera, did I? But so there you go. There's the meal. For some reason, I don't think the air fryer is going. I need to make sure that I adjust. Give me a second. Yeah, one of the things I also have left to do today is I need to sign up for the WMBF show, which will be my first WMBF competition, which is on the 13th of September. And I think the WMBF has got to be the most prestigious Natty Pro card, right? I think that and the DFAC, surely, just in terms of the caliber of athletes. And obviously the WMBF Worlds, you're talking about the best, I mean, Babacar. I mean, yeah, Brian DaCosta, top naturals, right? So that's a goal of mine. I think if I honestly manage to capture that pro card at that event, incredible. I've got to make it to the stage first, though, right? I don't know if they'll give me a pro card if I got one bloody leg. Got my tan, bought my tan in for the BNBF show on the 6th of September. I think what's good is I have that break between the first show in July and then the second shows. The first show, obviously, I want to do incredibly well. That's just the competitor in me. But also, it is just the regional. And if there was a time that this knee thing was going to happen, our regional is much better than where I'm trying to fight for a pro card, right? But the competitor in me obviously wants to win everything that I do, everything. Which, don't be ashamed to say that out loud. Don't be delusional, but you're probably competing because you have some kind of competitive edge in you, whether that's from a sporting background, whether that's just who you are as a person. Don't be afraid to say you want to win. I think that is important. If you want to win, say it out loud, but obviously understand the level that you're competing at as well, and understand that you're not the only person that wants to win, right? But yeah, I think if I was to say that I didn't want anything other than to win and to walk away with an overall, I'd be lying. So yeah. But anyway, meal 3, C for meal number 4, which is going to be salmon and couscous in a bit. All right, cool. So we have meal number 4 ready to go, which is going to be 50 grams of couscous, 240 grams raw weight salmon, and we're going to add 50 grams of cucumber to that as well with some sriracha. I'm going to have that in a bit, but first I'm going to make this dessert, right? This high protein. All my meals are high protein, right? But high protein, like dessert, snack, sweet treat, whatever you want to call it, for prep. So let's make it. We got Greek yogurt, 0% fat. We have your whey protein of choice. I'm going with JP. And we have blueberries. So obviously extremely diet friendly. I think what's honestly really good about Greek yogurt though is that if you're not dieting, you can add whatever you want to it. You can add chocolate to it. You can add almond butter, peanut butter, syrups, honey, jams. You can make this with anything, right? Chocolate chips, whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be this level of bland. But your boy's got to get lean. So, but yeah, it's going to be 300 grams of Greek yogurt, 25 grams of whey protein. That's a lot of Greek yogurt, Jesus. This flavor I've got is triple chocolate. Spot on. And then we've got blueberries. So you could add your berry of choice. You could go strawberries, you could go raspberries, blackberries, black currants, red currants, 50 grams. And then this is going to get mixed. So, new spoon. We don't add any more Greek yogurt. To be honest, this alone, obviously, not frozen, would taste great. But yeah, I saw this recipe on Instagram, just came up. And I was like, you know what? Let me actually give that a go. Spice up the Greek yogurt. I'm not typically a fan of I'm not a fan of making these like complex food focused desserts, but I don't think this is too crazy, to be honest. Then we're going to get a plate. So it will look like this, right? This is just mixed up Greek yogurt and whey. Get some cling film. And then basically this is going to go in the freezer for about 2.5, 3 hours. And that'll be for my last meal of the day. Perfect. Just so that it doesn't stick is basically, I don't know why I'm doing this like this. Am I being stupid? Probably. Hold on. We'll get it right. We'll nail it. Just have to be more generous, that's all. I think it's gonna work. And all we're gonna do is just spread this over the plate, and then hopefully it comes out looking decent. We'll see. And what we'll do, we'll get Bryony to taste test it as well. We'll give her a little bite. Isn't ridiculous. What a joke. Okay, so it looks like this. I don't want to spill it anywhere, but it's flat. Into the freezer it goes. Give me a sec. We're gonna let that do its thing for a couple of hours. I'm gonna heat up this meal. And yeah, meal 4. Looking forward to my salmon, couscous and cucumber. So I'll be back for a taste test with Bryony. All right, there it is, the final meal of the day. And it looks pretty good. So let's chop it up into little bites. Wow. Bryony, come and try. God, that tastes like ice cream. That literally...
Is it frozen yet?
I think it might need like a little bit longer. God.
More offense with tea. Nice though.
It's nice, right?
Careful you don't get clean.
I know.
Yeah, it's nice. It tastes like fruits. Do you know what I mean? Did you ever have them when you were a kid?
Absolutely not. Disgusting.
That tastes like yogurt.
Greek yogurt. Oh, that's so nice.
My mum used to put them in the freezer for us.
That's a good idea, to be fair.
Frozen yogurt after school. Is that your meal?
That's the meal. But yeah, that's the last meal. 300 grams of Greek yogurt, 25 grams away. And some blueberries, 50 grams.
You having a pizza with me?
Prep pizza.
It's literally just frozen yogurt with protein.
Anyway, I'm signing off. I'm signing off. Like the video, subscribe.
You know that? Oh, carry on.
Go on.
That mayonnaise has lasted me so long.
See you for the next one.